Hey guys, good, the bad, unusual. I'm gonna just do a quick episode here. Part of this is a package, and then another part of it is two things that I watched actually earlier today, and I absolutely loved both of them, and I wanted to just briefly talk about with you guys. All right, first thing is the film Zoo, a Z in two knots. All right, this came in that Peter Greenaway box set that I showed in my last video. I finally got some time to watch it. It's roughly 2 hours long, and I hear a lot of people say that his films are long and boring. Well, they might be a little bit long, but I absolutely thought it was not boring at all. Um, every shot is just beautiful. Everything is symmetrical. That's something that I noticed. Like, perfectly symmetrical, every shot. Um, the time-lapse footage of all the animals is amazing. Everything about this was great. I highly recommend it, and it is released on Blu-ray now. I looked at it on eBay. It's a little bit pricey for the Blu-ray, between about $40 to pick up the Blu-ray, but I imagine that this would look even better on Blu-ray and would totally be worth it. Basically, the story is about these two brothers who are twins. They're Siamese. They were Siamese twins, but they were separated. Both of their wives die in the car crash. The driver of the vehicle, whose name was like I can't, like Mercedes or something. Her name was Mercedes. She crashes into a goose, then wrecks the car. Both of the wives die, and they hit a goose on like Goose Parkway or something. So there's all kinds of like just little things that pop up. Anyway, wives die. The brothers are depressed and grieving, and from there they start their study of life, and they start off real small, and they work their way up to the bigger, more complex creatures in life. And I'm not going to give away the ending, but the ending actually was a little bit of a twist ending to me. I didn't see it coming, but I really liked it. I just loved the film. Everything is beautiful and shot wonderfully. All right. Now, next up, we got something else that is beautiful and unique, and that is Dead Leaves. All right, this was a 50-minute anime put out by the American manga company, and they worked together with Anchor Bay on that. Anyway, it's about 50 minutes long. It almost gives you, like, no story. All right, these two people right here wake up on Earth. They don't have a memory. They're, like, immediately thrown in jail, which is on the moon. And the whole premise is them escaping from this prison on the moon. That's the whole thing. But it's hilarious. It's, like, non-stop action. It's rude. It's vulgar. It's got more blood than probably any anime I've ever seen, but it's almost in a comedic way. Sex, nudity, violence, everything you could think of is in this, and I just cannot recommend it enough. It's only 50 minutes long. It's almost like it should have been a series, but it's not, and I just absolutely loved it. And there's a lot of people on the back here raving about how great it is, and if you look it up, it's got awesome reviews. Alright, so those were my good. Now the bad and unusual are both from a package that I received from someone. Now, the reason that I chose these two as bad is completely my fault. This is, by the way, this is 100% my fault. This is not the person who sent this to me's fault. But anyway, I'll just jump in. All right, my two bads: Cinderella 2000. All right, these are all DVD-Rs of what I thought were unreleased films. Now, the reason that I'm saying that this is bad is because I mixed up. When I sent him the list, I wrote Cinderella 2000, but what I meant to write was Cinderella 1977, which, that's a close mix-up, you know what I mean? But the only reason I say that is because this has been on my Amazon wish list for a while, and I'm going to buy a real copy of this film. It's only like $4 on Amazon. It's really cheap. But I just never got around to it. So, I mean, at least I can watch it before I buy it, which is cool. But I just completely dropped the ball on that, and I mixed up two completely different films. Although they both are Cinderella sci-fi, well, sci-fi-ish adaptations, that's completely my fault. And I made this cover up for it, but I know there's a real one, and I'll probably give this to somebody once I buy the real one. Alright, and next, this is the same story. Well, actually, this is different. I didn't know this had a release until I was trying to make a cover for it. Then I discovered that there's a European release for the film, and it's only like $2. It's dirt cheap, so I feel like I dropped the ball on that one again. I should have done some more research. But it is Alternative 3. Alright, Alternative 3 is a broadcast that aired in Europe, 1977, I think. 19, it says back here, hold on. Actually, 1977 in Europe. It aired one time, and it was basically like Europe's War of the Worlds broadcast. But this was like a mockumentary kind of thing about how they had decided to split up the moon in case anything happened on Earth. And I haven't watched it yet, but it sounds really promising. And again, I built this cover, you know, from the stuff I found on the internet, but it's actually available. There's a European release, and it's on sale, like on like multiple websites. It's dirt cheap, so I highly recommend you buy the legit copy and support whoever made this. I will definitely be purchasing it as well, and I added it to my Amazon wish list. So those are my two bads. And again, I'm sure they're both great, and I'm very grateful that he was able to hook me up with those. But I just feel like I should have, I don't know, I just kind of dropped the ball on that. Now, lastly, The Unusual. These are also 3 films that he sent me. And these have, let me see here, out of all of them, no release other than, this one has a VHS, and then one has a VCD release. Alright? And the first one is Angela, the Firework Woman. Alright? And I made these covers as well. This is the only photo on the internet I could even find for the movie. All the fireworks and crap I just added on. And the picture is so small you can't even blow it up to make it a full cover. But this is a VCA DVD release cover, but this is the, like, it's like an edited version. It's got 20 minutes cut out, and that's like long out of print anyway. You can't even find that copy anywhere. But this is a adult film, or it is an X-rated film that Wes Craven made. It's the only adult or X-rated film that Wes Craven worked on, but it's actually directed by him. And that's why it's not got any releases, because he refuses to release it, basically. I actually watched that last night. It's iffy. It's about a priest and then a woman who works at a fireworks stand, and it's like a weird love story. Kind of reminds me of Wicker Man. At the beginning, it reminded me a lot of Wicker Man. All right, next we got Sodom and Gomorrah: The Last 7 Days. Now, I heard this film is a lot like Caligula. I just used the VHS cover to be my cover art here. But anyway, I heard it's a lot like Caligula. It's like of that period in time, and it's got, you know, it's the story of the city Sodom and Gomorrah. So I'm sure you can imagine what it would be like. It's got a lot of stuff that offended a lot of people upon its release, and the only release now, other than this VHS, is the VCD release, I believe, in Japan, and you can purchase that on Yes Asia. But I don't do VCDs anyway, and a lot of the stuff is cut. There are a few other DVD releases, but they're cut, so I also don't like anything edited or cut. All right, the last thing I picked up from him was Within the Woods, the short film directed by Sam Raimi, starring Bruce Campbell. It's basically the prequel to the original Evil Dead, if you will. It's almost like the pilot for it. Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell worked on a lot of films together before they made The Evil Dead. Within the Woods is what got them the money to make the original Evil Dead. Now, on this disc is not just Within the Woods, like I found this cover art for, but if you open this bad boy up, I made this take the disc out. I made this a reversible cover, and it also talks about all the other short films that are on here. So it has 6 Months to Live, Attack of the Helping Hand, which is God, what is that guy called? The Helping Hand. He's like it's a food thing, like the Pillsbury Doughboy, which there's another one that has the Pillsbury Doughboy in it, but it's absolutely hilarious. Toro, the Sappy Sap. There's a lot more stuff on here. There's trailers for some films, the XYZ Murders, just a bunch of different films that they did together, and they're all awesome. I watched this one. I absolutely loved every one of them. I thought that their early stuff was really cool, and I'd like to see it get a legit DVD release. Now, Within the Woods, I know comes on some of the German DVD releases for The Evil Dead, But other than that, I don't think any of the short films have been released officially on anything. But it's very hard. It's very easy to find. It's bootlegged all over the internet, and there's if you go on like iOffer and even sometimes eBay, you can find this exact DVD, which has all of their short films, the Super 8 films. All right, that's it for me, guys. Just covered some good, bad, and unusual stuff. Take it easy and have a good one.